They seemed like the perfect family. Smiling faces beamed from their Christmas card. John List, a successful accountant, stood proudly with his wife Helen and their 3 children. His elderly mother, Alma, completed the picture of suburban bliss. But behind the facade of normalcy, a storm brewed within John List. Beneath his calm demeanor, a dark obsession festered. It was an obsession that would soon shatter the tranquility of their Westfield, New Jersey home, leaving behind an unspeakable horror. The morning of November 9, 1971, dawned like any other. The List family home buzzed with the mundane routines of daily life. But John List harbored a chilling secret. He had meticulously planned this day, transforming the ordinary into the unthinkable. As his family went about their day, oblivious to the sinister plot unfolding around them, John List put his plan into action. He shot his wife, Helen, as she sipped her morning coffee. He then turned his gun on his unsuspecting mother, Alma, ending her life as she sat in her upstairs bedroom. His children, Patricia, John Jr. and Frederick, returned home from school one by one, only to meet their end at the hands of their father. Their killer then meticulously cleaned the crime scenes, removing any trace of himself. He even went so far as to prepare sandwiches for his children, carefully wrapping them as if nothing were amiss. It was a scene of unimaginable horror. A family wiped out, their killer vanished. John List was a planner. His meticulous nature, evident in his accounting work, extended to his escape plan. He had meticulously researched how to disappear, studying the methods of successful fugitives. He withdrew all the money from his mother's bank accounts, leaving a chilling note for his pastor, confessing to the murders and explaining his warped reasoning. He canceled the newspaper subscription and the milk delivery. John List was erasing himself, leaving behind only a trail of questions and a family portrait that would soon become a haunting reminder of a crime too terrible to comprehend. For John List, escape meant becoming someone new. He meticulously crafted a new identity, assuming the name Robert Clark. Gone was the conservative accountant. In his place stood a mild-mannered man living a quiet life in Denver, Colorado. He remarried, blending seamlessly into his new surroundings. He even joined a local church, his dark secret buried deep beneath the surface of his carefully constructed facade. John List had become a ghost, haunting the memories of those who had known him, while embracing a life devoid of consequence for his heinous acts. Years passed, and the murders in Westfield faded into memory for many. But for law enforcement, the case remained open, a constant reminder of an elusive killer. In 1989, the case took a dramatic turn. The producers of the newly launched television show, America's Most Wanted, saw an opportunity to breathe new life into the cold case. They commissioned a forensic sculptor to create an age-progressed bust of what John List might look like after 18 years on the run. The episode aired and the nation watched, captivated by the story of the family man turned fugitive. Thousands of miles away in Denver, a neighbor recognized the man on her television screen. It was her husband's friend, Robert Clark. She contacted the authorities. The call would prove to be the break the case needed. Law enforcement descended upon Robert Clark's home. The man who had evaded justice for nearly 2 decades was finally apprehended. He was extradited back to New Jersey to face trial for the murders of his family. The trial of John List captivated the nation. He sat emotionless in the courtroom, his demeanor as cold and calculating as it had been on that fateful day in 1971. The prosecution presented a mountain of evidence detailing the meticulously planned murders and John List's escape. The defense argued that John List had suffered a mental breakdown, driven by financial pressures and his own warped sense of religious righteousness. He claimed he had killed his family to spare them from a life of sin and hardship. The jury ultimately rejected John List's claims of insanity, finding him guilty on 5 counts of murder. He was sentenced to 5 consecutive life terms, ensuring he would spend the rest of his days behind bars. But the question remained, what could drive a seemingly ordinary man to commit such a horrific act? Was it a calculated act of evil, or the desperate act of a man pushed to the brink? John List died in prison in 2008, taking his secrets with him to the grave. He left behind a legacy of pain and unanswered questions. The murders he committed continue to fascinate and horrify, reminding us that even in the most ordinary of places, darkness can lurk. And sometimes, the most monstrous acts are committed by those who appear the most normal. The case of John List serves as a chilling reminder that evil often hides in plain sight, a chilling testament to the darkness that can reside within the human heart.